Hello everybody, Meta here. And when I started to review Generation 2 ROM hacks, I went over a hack called Supergold 97. A hack of Pokemon Gold created by Level 3 and Co. to completely recreate and reconstruct the Space World 1997 demo of Pokemon Gold and Silver into a full game experience. The hack itself was a great look into what we could have gotten if the games continued in that direction, featuring all the unused Pokemon, locations, and characters within the demo. But I'm not here to talk about Supergold 97 again, as much as I did enjoy that hack. No, this time I'll be looking at a hack that was inspired by it. A hack that also strives to bring the demo to life and expand upon Level 3's original creation. A hack like Pokemon Gold and Silver 97 Reforged by Cam and their team. Pokemon Gold and Silver 97 Reforged is a hack of Pokemon Crystal that takes everything within Super Gold 97 and splashes it with a fresh new coat of paint, bringing all 56 colors of the Game Boy Color to the region of Nihon, while also adding its own unique features and changes, forging its own unique experience. The hack also does feature two versions, hence why I call it Gold and Silver 97 Reforged. But don't worry, you can catch every Pokemon within either version, and the only difference between the two are the encounter rates, the sprite work of the Pokemon, and which legendary you get first. Real quick before I go over the hack itself, I wanted to say that I won't really be talking about the story for this hack, mostly because the story itself here is completely unchanged from Super Gold 97, and I already went over that in my review for that hack. So if you want to know more about the story itself, you can check out my review for Super Gold 97. As for a recap though, the hack features your standard league challenge to collect 8 gym badges featuring the unused gym leaders from the demo. Along with challenging these gyms, Team Rocket will make multiple appearances causing mischief throughout Nihon, featuring some new members for their team. And as per usual, it's up to you to thwart their plans, but not without a little help from your rival. Now, on to Reforged itself. As I stated before, Pokemon Gold and Silver 97 Reforged gives Nihon and its inhabitants a major facelift with the Generation 2 visuals, helping the region feel more alive and vibrant than ever. Every area, character, and Pokemon looks great, and has been properly designed to perfectly match the Gen 2 style flawlessly. For the region itself, all of the areas here in Nihon have been handled beautifully, and as you can tell, Rule, the sprite work artist for this hack, not only wanted to make it look great, but also made it perfectly match the style of the file games. I can truly say that they succeeded in that mission. Through the creation of new sprites and tile sets based on what was seen within the demo, rather than reusing assets of Gold and Silver, every location feels like they could fit into the world of Johto itself. Some of my favorite locations like the snow-covered areas in the desert that looked drab in the original, now look amazing here with this new sprite work. And I really love the extra little details giving them more texture and substance. The characters within the hack also look really good, and were handled well to fit the new style. Of course, the trainers and characters that exist within the final game are just using their pre-existing Gold and Silver sprites, but the characters and trainer classes that only exist within the demo were given brand new sprites so they can match the world around them. The same also goes for the Pokemon here. However, just like in the original Gold and Silver, each Pokemon uses different sprites depending on what version you're playing. And this feature also goes for the demo exclusives, meaning that the hack does not just feature only one new sprite for all the demo Pokemon, but 2. Honestly, Rule could have just easily made one new sprite for each of them and called it a day, but no, they went above and beyond creating 2 sprites for them for each version, and I gotta say that each of these sprites look great. I do like the little detail that the sprites for the gold version match the sprites in the demo, since there was only a gold version for the demo. So all the sprites from the silver version are completely original and a lot more unique. But still, all the sprites themselves look great. Along with the new coat of paint, Reforged changes and fixes a couple of things from the demo to help make the experience more enjoyable and a bit different from Super Gold 97. The hack also adds in a couple of extra features to expand on the world of Nihon and give players more to do during their visit. First off, the hack provides an option to change the type matchups to either the demo's matchups or the final gold and silver's matchups. In my playthrough, I kept it as the demo's matchups, mostly to keep my experience as close to the source material as possible. But I would probably change it to the final next time because, well, this old chart is whack, and like I said in the other review, steel types really have it rough here. Next, Reforge adds in more trainers to battle, as well as adjusts their teams in order to assist with the level curve issues. You know, it really seems like every iteration of Generation 2 seems to have level curve issues. Maybe they planned this from the start. Who knows? Anyways, the next fix Reforged adds is to the Pokemon themselves, mostly the demo exclusive ones. A lot of them received learn set updates from what they had in the demo, which were quite mediocre. Wait a second, didn't the final also have this problem? There's also a couple Pokemon that have different types from what they have in the demo. One example being Warwolf, who is a pure Ice type in Reforged, rather than an Ice Dark type like in Super Gold 97. Probably to avoid being another Sneasel, despite the fact that it's a better Pokemon here, but who am I to say? Along with the Pokemon receiving some changes, they also all use their English names rather than their Japanese ones, so people like me can have an easier time pronouncing their names. As for the extras, Reforged features a couple of new dungeons, buildings, and some small adjustments to Nihon, mostly related to the Kanto region, which is the last town of the game. Now, I know I didn't talk about the Kanto region in my review for Super Gold 97, mostly to not spoil its existence, but also because there's really not much about it. But I'll go over it real quick. The Kanto region itself within the demo is a very small version of Kanto, and in Super Gold 97 they keep it mostly unchanged. Everything, and I mean everything in Kanto has been massively condensed to be one decently sized town. It's actually kind of funny looking at it. Anyways, Reforge expands on this quote-unquote town, making it feature a bit more of Kanto's famous landmarks and dungeons, as well as moving the 8 gym leader to a more fitting location. The hack also adds in the battle tower from Crystal, giving those who are itching to see how these demo Pokemon fare in battle, and adding a bit of extra content to enjoy. Lastly, along with giving the hack 2 separate versions, Reforged adds in Lugia to the game since he didn't exist within the demo or Super Gold 97. He's mostly just here to give Silver version its box legendary, but overall it's a neat little addition to the hack itself. So, welcome back Lugia. At the surface level, Pokemon Gold and Silver 97 Reforge just looks like a facelift of Super Gold 97. But beyond that viewpoint, Reforge really makes an identity for itself with all the changes and additions it brings. It's clear by the amount of effort Cam and their team put into this hack that they really wanted to not only breathe life into the demo itself, but also create another unforgettable experience for all to enjoy. I would highly recommend for anyone who hasn't played this hack to give it a try. And while some might think Reforge makes Super Gold 97 obsolete, you have to remember that without it, Reforge would not exist. Meta, out.